"It's just a movie," she whispered to herself, but her voice trembled. She smoothed her skirt and hugged herself, imagining it was an afternoon like any other. The TV was an old friend now, giving her something to look at instead of the dark corners. Alone in her parents' house for the first time in her life, Clara realized how strange it felt. It had been her refuge all her life, a place of safety. Now every glance around the room seemed to betray her. On the low coffee table sat an open book she had been pretending to read. The lamp's light danced shadows on the ceiling. Outside, the rain began to fall in earnest against the windows, the house creaking in response as the wind picked up. The din of the storm outside only made the house feel more ominous, its own sounds swallowed by howling wind. Clara told herself that it was normal, that old houses groaned. Her parents had been called away for the night on sudden business, a late-night flight they couldn't miss. They had kissed her goodbye just an hour ago and reassured her, but as the house grew darker, a knot of fear settled in her stomach. She crossed her legs on the sofa and stared at the fireplace empty of flame. Suddenly, the living room lamp flickered low, as if struggling. In the silence, Clara imagined she heard the tick of the clock slow. It felt unnatural. She clenched her fists around the hem of her sweater, feeling the fine quilted pattern dig into her palms. "Just an old house," she murmured, though her voice quavered. Her mother used to say houses have souls. Tonight this one felt alive, breathing softly in its dusty corners, waiting. Clara took a deep breath and decided to make tea to calm herself. She pushed herself up and walked into the dark kitchen. The tile floor was cold under bare feet. In the kitchen, the kettle was still half full and had been left warm. She must have set it on the stove earlier without turning the flame off. She quickly rinsed out her mug, turned on the burner under the kettle. The soft click of the igniter startled her in the quiet room. The stovetop hum was a small comfort. She set the kettle on low and let the water heat. Steam began to rise, and the whistle clicked a warning that it was almost boiling. Outside, lightning illuminated the kitchen for a split second. Clara saw her reflection in the refrigerator door, wide, frightened eyes staring back. She forced a smile, shook her head. The kettle shrieked and boiled over. She cursed softly and reached to turn it off, then poured the scalding water into her favorite mug. She wrapped her hands around it, drawing warmth. The kitchen was normal, save for the storm outside. It smelled of metal and old wood, of lavender